Hello, water signs, and welcome to the mystery. I am Matt. I am a psychic medium. I am an eclectic witch, and I have all different practices from all different parts of the world and all different times, and it is never dull and always fun. Today, I would like to welcome you to your charm casting forecast for the week of June 5th through the 11th. A reminder that these are not timeless readings, so when you see them, they will still only apply for June 5th through June 11th of 2022. I aim to read for exactly what is on the table in front of us, both literally when I cast my charms and metaphorically as to what is literally coming up in the next week. Okay, let us get diving right on into this reading. Remember, you can book me for private sessions on my website, www.themystery.me, and that is the MISTERY instead of MYSTERY. And you can check out my session prices and what the sessions entail, and just use the contact form to get a hold of me to book a session. All right, let's get us casting for the week of June 5th through June 11th for our water signs. Okay, let's see what we got here. First of all, I see a lot of scattered energy. A lot of scattered energies. But for some reason, I want to focus on these three charms. I feel like they're the most significant right now. Our feminine energy over the next week, which has to do with intuition, which has to do with many of our psychic gifts, which has to do with our own vulnerability, our own intimacy with ourselves, is sort of taking a back seat because we're caught between what we need to do to ground ourselves and what we need to do to unlock ourselves on a spiritual or metaphysical level. So there may be a large feeling of being caught in the in between when it comes to, am I grounded or am I doing more work towards the spiritual aspect of things? We're moving from our almost death card moment. It's already happened, and like I keep saying that in these readings this week for almost all of the signs, that our death card moments have already happened. Our endings have ended, and our beginnings are in sight. And we are coming from that. We are leaving from that. And we just have to see everything right through our passions, as opposed to with seeing past our passions. We have to take the time to acknowledge what our passions are, and that will really sort of get down to the nitty gritty as to what energies we need to ground and what energies we need to use as a spiritual unlock. When it comes to decision making and seeing which path we're going to take, I feel like our spirituality is going to provide a lot of those answers, and most of those answers might be leading us to say that we've already made so many decisions. Our spirituality right now is poking us to say, we've made those decisions. We're tired. We're really tired of making decisions, and we know what paths we are aligning with. And if we think if we don't know, most likely we think we don't know. I urge us to ask ourselves the question of, what are we used to doing? What are we comfortable doing? What is the thing we are meant to do? And when I ask that question, some of us may say, I have no idea, but have you done some past digging? when I realized that mediumship was the thing for me, I had already been doing it for 5 years. It's just that I was sprinkling in all kinds of other things alongside it and interweaving it through that. But I was missing the entire point. The fact that it was a foundational energy and still is a foundational energy, I just wasn't focusing on it full time. We are tired of making decisions. We're always up in our emotions all the time, whether it's expressed out loud or internally. And I feel like our spirituality as of late is going to keep telling us that we've made a lot of decisions, and it's time to let the spirituality handle that. So that is on our unlock side, our spiritual unlock. What is the key to our next moments? That's that. Let's see here, I'm going to focus on this little clump now. We're realizing that any lack of abundance or any lack of abundance mindset lately is sort of starting to fade. And we're going to start to see more opportunities coming in this next week that are based off of our passions entirely. And we're going to be able to see exactly what energies we are going to need to cut out that will turn our boundaries and our barriers, turn our blockages upside down at the feet of our personal free will, our decisions, and our masculine energy that says, hey, I can pull myself up by the bootstraps and go ahead and do it. And that will lead to even more intuition and trusting yourself even more. Confusion and any confusing energies is above that. It's far above any of your intuitions. And when I say above here, yes, the charm is directly above, but I mean more of the case of above, meaning like I'm above that. Your confusion, any confusion to do with your intuition is above your intuition. It has no power over it anymore. And right next to your boundaries, your blockages, that have been turned upside down due to your free will, is all your hopes and dreams. So as soon as those barriers, blockages, boundaries are turned upside down, your hopes and dreams start to come through. Your hopes and dreams start to come through, and you find yourself more loyal to them, more loyal to your social situations, any social situations that are bolstering those hopes and dreams, and the consistency. You'll be able to start surrounding yourself with more people within this next week and energies that are loyal to the same energy lines that you want to go towards. I often find that, the people to be around aren't only the people that lift you up all the time and that are high vibrational and really, really high tone people. They're those people that are high vibrational and consistent about it as well. And that's what the loyalty is saying. Just because you're around people that light you up, do they light you up all the time? Do those energy lines light you up all the time? Does your mindset light you up all the time? It's going to be about consistency within this next week. And then comes the new starts. Then comes the vitality. Then comes the not having to see any of the negative, diseasey, festering energy anymore. We're coming out of it. And the oppression and any of your upside down, topsy-turvy emotions are all outside of that. And sort of turning away from the spilt milk will lead you to more intimacy with yourself, more vulnerability with yourself, or even sensuality with yourself, being able to see yourself in a new light. And then looking at all of the things that you have planted and watching them grow. It's almost like turning them upside down in a good way. I've always heard that planting things upside down, especially like tomatoes and other plants like that, fruiting plants can really increase your yield. And I think that is what this is. It's a shakeup to get you closer to yourself in all aspects: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, in order to provide more fruits to pick from the seeds you planted. And I think that was entirely designed by you. Your higher self, your higher self, your guides, whatever you follow. It was designed by you. Now, in the middle of all of this is our commitments. In the middle of all of this is our commitments. Right next to our commitments is, I feel like there's not going to be really as much focus on book study, and if you do, you're going to sneak some time here and there to do more spiritual work on that side of things. That's more of the scholarly route rather than the practical route. I feel like you're going to be analyzing more things within this next week, so you can keep consistent with all these energies that serve you and toss away those that don't. Your commitment is elevating your self-talk, elevating your mental chatter about yourself, to realizing that you do not necessarily need to extend yourself so much all the stinking time. And you just need to sometimes let other people in. Let other people come to you. A lot of the times, it's not that people don't want us, it's that we aren't allowing them to come into our energy field. We aren't allowing situations or opportunities to come into our energy field because we've got our walls so stinking high. It's going to be about allowing energies more and paying attention to the messages when it comes to allowing those energies. Allowing those energies will it'll make us realize that we don't have to move so far, and it'll further bolster our positive self-talk, and it'll bolster getting out of needing to be so internal and in our head when it comes to the energies that feel like home to us. And then we'll get the energies of the sun, the warmth, the glowing energies. And we'll definitely be able to realize that our manifestations, our masculine energy, doesn't have to be so close to us all the time, because it can come more naturally. It can come more naturally to us if we allow it. Manifestation and bringing out our own mindsets is a lot easier than we think it is if we just believe in those systems. We'll never surpass our own belief system. If we believe it to be true, it will be true. And lastly, I want to say, besides that, if you can believe it, you can see it, you can do it, it's all about your free will. It's all about your free will. Manifestation, and bringing forth the energies that you want, it's a lot easier than you think. Fear fear, anxiety, and excitement are all energies that are on the same level. It just takes that little slight mental switch in between it. How often and how many times have you been absolutely afraid, terrified, but then all of a sudden your mindset changes and you're like, wait, hang on, this isn't so bad. And then you just start to turn that anxiety into a little bit of nervous anxiousness for the good. It's achievable. It's doable. We're all tired. Let things in. Let energies in. Let people in. Delegate a little bit. Realize that you don't have to make as many decisions as you think you do. Give yourself some grace. That logical side will always be present. The overanalyzation will always be present. It's just if it takes the forefront or not. It doesn't mean it goes away. It just means you see a little bit of peace for a little while. Again, I'd like to say that if you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and share. I'm always glad to see these readings reaching more people so they can help more people. My entire gig is community and empowerment and free will. A lot of us have been stepped on enough and have experienced a lot of that trauma and pain, and we're over it. If we can help each other, even just a little bit, I think that's the most valuable tool in the world. I truly do. Like I said, if you're interested in more, like, comment, subscribe. My private readings are on my website. Just get a hold of me through my contact form. And also, all of my links are down below. My Buy Me a Coffee, which is like Patreon, except it has one time donations as well. And my GoFundMe, which is huge to me. Trying to get my practice to support my income fully. And to travel and get out on the road more. Bring more of this to you guys, because healing work is needed more than ever. Thank you. You wonderful, wonderful beings, you. And I will see you next week.